On the lawn facing Congress and the presidential palace, a display of blushing masks, each representing one congressman and President Michel Temer, the reddest face of all.
This symbolizes the shame that our politicians should but don't feel for their outrageous and well-proven acts of corruption. We want the president's resignation and general elections to replace them all.
President Michel Temer is fighting for his political life, yet survival may hinge less on public opinion than on his ability to maintain congressional allies loyal in the face of widespread calls for his resignation or impeachment. The president and key cabinet members who are also facing corruption charges would lose immunity from prosecution if Temer steps down.
He decided not to resign because he's worried about his own survival. Because the allied parties, they are already discussing who might be replacement, who might replace Michel Temer.
If alternatives to Temer are being so widely discussed, it's because elections are just 18 months off. Congressmen are worried that defending a highly unpopular president accused of obstruction of justice and endorsing bribes could cost them dearly. At least half of Congress is already under suspicion or investigation for breaking the law.
Brazilian society is suffering from corruption exhaustion. It can't respond adequately to our economic, moral and ethical crisis. So it's likely that congressional allies will need a sacrificial lamb to save themselves.
None of this would be happening if prosecutors hadn't stumbled upon an obscure money laundering scheme operating out of this petrol station in Brasilia. Hence, the birth of the so-called car wash investigation that revealed a multi-billion-dollar corruption and kickback scheme of unimaginable proportions that is continuing to splatter Brazil's political elite. Temer is trying to buy time to push through unpopular but necessary economic reforms that he hopes will overshadow all other considerations. All this while Brazil waits for the Supreme Court to decide on whether to declare incriminating recordings of the president inadmissible or whether to go ahead with a criminal investigation that could well seal Michel Temer's fate. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Brasilia.